The Salarymare's Infinitude by A Shadow of Cygnus. Morning arrives after a night of dreamless sleep. Neither dawn nor dewy warm half-noon, a cacophony of bells and barking. She's out of bed before waking, eyes still half shut, curtains drawn tight against the watery sun. Hoof to the alarm, pad to the door, open, shut. Kitchen. The dog is lolloping in circles about his bowl, eyes shut, head pounding. A bark to match the bark. He quiets. She pats his head as the kibble rains into the bowl, loud and tinkling, and puts the kettle on. Food can wait. Washroom. A closet, to fit the pejorative. Step into the shower, rinse away the grit, scrub. Eyes open finally, though the curtains are closed. Half-scattered dream bits ever rushing away. Shut the water off, towel off in the shower so as not to trip over the toilet. Step out, check the clock. Quarter-hour past. Choice expletive. Kitchen again. The kettle is quiet, nothing left for tea. Put the damn thing away, won't have to be cleaned later at least. Open the icebox, pick through the offerings, dog circling expectantly. Stare, less than she wants to. Nothing jumps out. Oh well, there'll be things at the office anyway. Close the door. Dog is disappointed. Bedroom again. Shake out main again, as habit. Don't bother with the curtains, leaving in 20 minutes anyway. Sun'll be there, sure as Celestia got up this morning. Stumble over a discarded bit of clothing on the way to the closet. Kick it, anywhere else. Open the shutter door, watch the hitch at the halfway mark. Shove for fullness. Open. Uniform is minimal round the office. Pick out her best bow tie, second best, standard. It's a bow tie. Tie the tie in the dusky vanity. Don't need to see to know she's done it. Mane and tail done up similarly. Reflex. Crick neck, crick back, crick. She'd wanted to exercise this morning. Choice expletive. Bathroom again. Clean teeth, touch up hair, check tie. Not perfect, never perfect. Presentable. Enough. Clock again. 10 minutes to 3 past the dawn. Enough. No tea, no biscuit, no bag to pack. Running light today. Warm enough the last few to go without a coat, but she can always double back. Bang a shoulder on the wall, taking the corner too fast. Typical. Let the dog into the back on the way out. Let him chase the squirrels. What had Mrs. Wattle said when she'd come round to complain? Barking at all hours of the day from inside the house? Well, he'd done well enough on his own over the weekend. Couldn't be too bad today, right? Fog's starting to clear as she locks up, looks around the street. Sun does the trick. Come to rely on it for that, when tea or time are scarce. In Celestia we trust, all others drink coffee. Blink out the last of the sleep, the unremembered dreams. Face the day. Wave to some neighbour or other. She only knows them by sight. Let the hoof fall as he turns. Trundle down the front walk to the street. Passing scenery. Same as it ever was. Pastoral. Suburban. Comfortable in its own way. Squat half-timbers sliding past on either side, all neatly kept gardens and spring-widened windows, breathing in the fragrances of pre-summer, distinct but indistinguishable as she meanders down the cobbles into town. Square-eyed faces, blank and still. Round-eyed faces, blanker still. Know their owners, of course. See a pony enough years, your bosom buddies without a word. Eyes flick skyward, tracking an accustomed motion. Pegasus up there, corralling clouds. Eyes linger a moment on a shapely flank. Back down in time to dot the mare and two-foal circus. Murmured apologies as they pass, and the trek resumes. Sun remains bright. Wishes her head was in the clouds. Town. Comes up without much warning. Last row of cottages shying away like a surly commuter crowd. Small businesses, storefronts, the odd market stalls. Hooves idly trace the cobble twists and pavement turns as celestial sun pales the peeling wood and fraying thatch all around. Bits and bobs, the sign creaks. Chartered accountancy and tackle shop. A Ponyville bona fide. Round the corner. Duck in under the low-hanging net. Sidestep the foal running bait to the lake. The smell doesn't even register anymore. Up the stairs. Receptionist wants to make small talk. Nod to the door. Smile wanly. She understands, no matter how many times this makes, and squeaks out shrill sweetnesses to each retreating back. The firm, at a tackle shop's removed from the firmament. All 4 desks of it, and hers the only one empty. Glance over her shoulder at the clock tucked into the corner. 3:07 past the dawn. Choice expletive. Wordlessly sighed. Settle into the familiar discomfort of the stiff-backed chair. Scan the stacks of paper for anything that wasn't there yesterday. Not a trifle, blessedly. Inbox still stacked high. How else would she know that she's not been given the sack? Stomach rumbles. Remember breakfast. Grab the first sheet on the way to the tea station at the back. First pot's water's hot enough. Nod thanks to bean counter as he passes from the washroom. Pour into the cracked ceramic cup. Dark amber liquid gurgles to the brim. Hint of steam against the cheek. Revel in the scent of jasmine. Tea on the one hoof, scanning the page in the other, and a sweet corn digestive held in the teeth. Return trip uneventful. Shift the piles, page by page, each account a distant whine for attention. Flip, stamp, read, refer. Long hoof or abacus, which will be quicker? More to get done before the day is through. Perpetual motion, turning like father's mill, great wings spread wide for the wind. Till our 5 past the dawn, when Trilbit, proprietor, connoisseur of fine hats, ambles over to discuss Carrot Top's return. Some question of in-kind foodstuffs as an alternative to the per-acre flat rate. Yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. More than enough to sate him, Poncy hat askew. Should know these things himself, he should, but then where would she be? He ambles away among the desks, already asking his next bark for comment as eyes flick to the page again. Enough time before the apex to get it squared. Noon apex. Town hall bells distantly appealing, sadly not appealing. Never enough time. She'd stay and go later, on her own, but someone would inevitably ask. Or tell. And then there would be a fuss, and she didn't want anything to do with a fuss. Set the abacus aside, catch the door before it swings closed behind the other girls. Street again. Beeline to the closest boulangerie, hours ticking fast. Lunch rush washing like the tide. Fried dough stands entice, but have to watch that figure. She's not so young as she once was. Push through the crowd to the stand, seated a takeaway. Oh, it'd be nice, thank you, but there's just not time. Counter. Count the minutes as sandwiches fly past the glass pane case. Just give her the food. She hasn't paid for showmanship. Daisy and tomato on wheat with the salted hay fries. 2 lines, no waiting at the register. Thank you, come again. Firm again. Idle thoughts of home. The walk is quick, and the shifting sun hustles everyone along. Trilbit, proprietor, connoisseur of fine hats, is just heading out for the day. What does he even do besides those client meetings and endless questions? Smiles blandly on his way out the door. Ooh, she's treating herself today. Yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. Offers to herself. A Celestia-kissed half hour. Scarf down the sandwich too quickly. What was with the sudden hunger? Surely she'd had more for breakfast this morning. Waylaid by the receptionist on the way down to bin the wrapper. There goes lunch. Boys work, boys' clothes, weather, boys' work. Hold her own as long as she can, excuse herself as the other three file in, fed and smirking. After lunch, lazier now in the warm afternoon, accountants play with the boss away, but only just. They're accountants after all. She fiddles with the pre-lunch file, maths sliding about in her head. It shouldn't be the kind of thing she needs to think about. Always her best subject in school, wasn't it? And no quiz quota now but the quota you set yourself. But everyone knows they're graded anyway. Amid the pen-scribbled diligence, find herself looking out the window. Sun-bleached businesses and shining cobble streets, but rare are the ponies venturing now. Eyes higher, to the cloudless sky. That Pegasus must have done good work. Soft breeze in the window. Summery scents waft in. Would that Celestia, sweet summer goddess, come to whisk her away. Some adventure, some desperate need of her presence, if only for a day. She could ask, of course, petition for leave, but last Pegasus was a long way away, and her family still wants her out at the holidays. The sun shines brightly on the quiet town. She wishes she remembered how to dream. Pen nub scratch brings her back, and the pages win out again. Flip, stamp, read, refer. Long ho for abacus, which will be quicker. More to get done before the day is through. 3 to dusk, and the distant bells are ringing. Bean's already disappeared for the day, and the shuffling of chairs follows suit. Every rush to be the first one out. No one wants to have to lock up. Receptionist in the WC. Go, gone. A tiny victory. The sun has started to sink, mid-afternoon enough to know. Like Celestia, so many preparing for the evening. Home before the sun sinks. Home before it's too late. No exception. Want to get home and be away from it all for another few hours before everything starts up again. Head down, push through the crowd, past the dusky timbers and half-shadowed streets. Cobbles again. Dodge past the mare leading her foals home from school. Maybe a smile. What's an empty smile cost her? Can't wait to never have any of her own, no matter what mother says. Late afternoon yawns, quicken the pace to match. The on-again, off-again is leaning against the siding as she comes up the walk. Guileless smile glued and polished, roses twirling slowly in the air beside him. Hadn't spared him a thought that day, because she hadn't heard from him since last week. Sass him as she comes up the walk, giggle girlishly at the vapid retort. And see, the dog isn't even barking. Kitchen again. Roses in a bowl of water. Never have a glass to spare, no matter how many flowers this makes. Let him stand there for a bit, making small talk as the shadows lengthen. Laugh at the dog, gambolling in the yard, chasing after Mrs. Wattle's squirrels. His stomach rumbles. Hers responds. Check the icebox. Goodness, didn't she have anything for breakfast that morning? Grab some sun-dries, maybe that pre-made flatbread in the deep freeze. Crank the oven, toss it in. Loosen the bow tie, starting to chafe. Kitchen heats up quick. Don't want to have to wash it if we don't have to now, do we? And he's nibbling the exposed neck now. Arch the back, bow tie flung far over the sofa back. Let the thrill run from nape to navel. Ding! Dinner. Roses on the table, chairs across. Plate of greens, plate of breads. He doesn't mind, he's not there for the food. Small talk again, as food drags on. Time slows, head grows heavy. Can't string together a coherent thought. Oh, it just must be the day getting to me. Well, maybe we should call it a night? Eyes on her flank. Who would have guessed? Plates in the sink, on top of yesterday's. Tomorrow is soon enough. Bedroom again. No time to delay. Sachet over to the bed, hips swaying with practiced anticipation. He follows, unsheathed. They fuck. He leaves. She lies there for a long while, basking in the fleeting fullness, before that too slips away. It does. Get up, clean up, quick rinse, Got to get the dog in before it gets too dark out after all. Glance at the clock. 3 past the dusk. Should get to bed soon. Going to be another full day tomorrow after all. Feed the dog, grab the bow tie and throw it back up on the rack. Check the icebox again. Golly, won't we need more stuff, eh, Pooch? Head thrumming with exhaustion. Think about it tomorrow. It'll be here soon enough. Bathroom again. Check the mirror. No grey hairs today. Mother always said that would be the sign. But better get to bed. Those circles are looking darker by the day. Bedroom again. Kick off the covers. Flop. Stare at the ceiling for a long while, mind blank as canvases. After a while, realize it's late, mustn't be late, and hit the light. Lie a while longer as the curtains fall, one by one. Sleep, without dreaming of the dawn.